Nature is perceived in many ways. Some see nature as profit, some see it as a living organism, some see it as entertainment, some see it as a way of life. Nature, like many other things in the world, is seen in many different ways. J. Sanford Raccoon shared that a core concept of sociology is the social construction of reality, that we shape our understanding of reality through our interactions with each other. Applying this concept to the environment, Raccoon and other sociologists would imply that our ideas about nature are necessarily embedded in our personal experience, socio-political history, and cultural context. Our personal experiences that develop our idea of nature can be anything from what we were taught in elementary school to what we are exposed to in the media. The media is a very powerful influencer. What the media and communications practitioners choose to communicate to the public is what forms the public's opinions, their values, and eventually their behaviors. How the environment is communicated through the thousands of mediums, including the internet, television, and word of mouth, affects the actions and reactions of the general public. So, if the public depends on media information to form their opinions, the amount of power these communicators hold is quite large. Media is a very broad field. This video will specifically look at how the PR, advertising, and marketing industries communicate about the environment and whether their methods are good or bad, and how they can both help and hurt the fight against climate change. Environmental PR campaigns often take on the title of advocacy campaigns. Cox explains that advocacy campaigns combine critical rhetoric, which is the questioning and denunciation of a behavior, policy, societal value, or ideology, with a strategic course of action to communicate their message. In providing a voice for those who have no means of expression, advocacy groups act as intermediaries between individuals and the large, often impersonal, institutions of public life. In this case, environmental advocacy campaigns provide a voice for nature and other humans being exploited who are in vulnerable states and have no power or way to defend themselves. However, oftentimes with a social, environmental, or other advocacy campaign, no matter how persuasive and impacting your message may be, the public just doesn't seem to be taking any action. Robert Cox, in Environmental Communications in the Public Sphere, calls this disconnect an attitude-behavior gap, where individuals' attitude may be eco-friendly, however their actions don't reflect that attitude. While people don't connect their attitudes to their behavior, they do connect their values to their behavior. Advertising and marketing uses its knowledge of value-based behavior to produce effective and powerful advocacy campaigns that actually make a difference. There are three broad categories that Cox found in research that divides up concerns regarding the environment. Egoistic concerns focus on self, social altruistic concerns, which focus on other people, and biospheric concerns, which focus on the well-being of all living things. Brown highlights the energy efficiency revolution as a nationwide initiative where media is tapping into the values of the American people. The increase in more sustainable forms of energy has encouraged more people to take part in the initiative. Knowing the effects of one's actions has also affected this effort. 75% less electricity is used with CFL bulbs than with old-fashioned light bulbs. Cities are replacing older lights with LED light-emitting diode bulbs, which save 85% more energy, but are much more expensive initially. Universities are getting involved in this energy-saving revolution as well in an effort to reduce the campus's overall impact, but also to save costs. Brown highlighted the University of California, Davis for having their smart lighting initiative, which led them to put LED lights in the parking garages, which drastically reduced energy costs as well as adding longevity, because LED bulbs last 50 times longer than CFLs. Elon University has 2 annual campaigns to help students be more aware and take action to conserve. Powerless is an energy conservation competition amongst all the on-campus housing facilities to see which residence hall can save the most energy. Recyclemania is the same concept, except it is a competition for recycling instead of energy, and is not just for those living on campus, but for student-led organizations as well. Greenpeace and other environmental initiatives will sometimes use a more brash approach to connect with the values of the public. By using jarring messages, an organization can create a dissonance in the viewer because the topic being discussed is bluntly approached or the perspective is a surprising and somewhat offensive one. PETA is an organization that often uses jarring as a persuasive approach. As you can see from the example, The Naked Truth, Lambs Suffer and Die from Live Export, the Naked Truth campaign can come across offensive to the more conservative citizen. Some also think that this extreme form of advocacy takes away from its credibility. With the increased awareness and attention being paid to environmental issues, environmental lingo like sustainability, eco-friendly, and going green is becoming more popular and is used more frequently. Although this is definitely proof that the trend is catching on, many are trying to see if the trend is valid or just another fashionable trend. Because sustainability has become such a trademark term for many, the extent to which companies and individuals truly seek to live sustainably is small compared to what we need in order to really make a difference. This big change is also hindered by those companies who greenwash. Greenwashing is deception by a corporation, an effort to mislead or divert attention from a corporation's poor environmental behavior or products. For as often as PR practitioners are hired to market and advertise solid and effective environmental efforts, they are also hired to cover up the harmful practices of corporations and place the accused corporation in a better light when trouble catches up with them. In 2002, Friends of Coal was established by the West Virginia Coal Association. The organization's purpose is as follows. Our goal is to provide a united voice for an industry that has been and remains a critical economic contributor to West Virginia. By working together, we can provide good jobs and benefits for future generations, which will keep our children and grandchildren close to home. West Virginia has the weakest regulations and environmental laws compared to any other state in the U.S. The coal industry also owns 75% of the land in coal mining counties in West Virginia. By giving the public a social reason for this environmental toxin, the argument swayed to coal. They made the connection to what West Virginians valued, which was their jobs, an egoistic concern, as well as the mining culture that was established within the state, which dealt with the social altruistic concerns. However, now, with the new mountaintop removal technology, 100,000 West Virginian jobs have been lost because they've been placed by machines that provide another, more efficient way to extract coal. Another case where PR was used to spin a company's environmental concern was with Anheuser-Busch and their ocean adventure theme park, SeaWorld. SeaWorld is a textbook example of green PR. Anheuser-Busch brands SeaWorld as a place where worlds are brought together, where you can touch the magic. Without SeaWorld, people wouldn't be able to connect with the animals of the wild they otherwise would never have been able to connect with and care about the way they do with Shamu. SeaWorld also draws attention to the issues involving oceanic creatures with rescue and research activities that are used as education tools about ocean life. However, one also has to consider the animals they are using for entertainment are held in captivity. After looking at different environmental efforts, both to help and to hinder the environment, you can see how media and public relations fit in with the effort for advocacy and greenwashing. Know that there is a strategy behind every campaign and every message, but each message is given to you to do what you may. Listen to what you are hearing and be critical.